out! God dang it! Hi! Nick Tuckert here. Whoa! Hold on. Sorry about that, folks. Hi, Nick Tuckert here with the Historical Fencing Guild. And we'll try that one more time. Dang, nabbit, we've had a chaotic problem. Uh-oh. Hi, Nick Tuckert here with the Historical Fencing Guild. Folks, happy Friday the 13th. Minor Shoggoth invasion, as is normal. You see, the Friday the 13th is a bit of a religious holiday for Lydia and her ilk, and they've had a bit of a party. So let's get the shtick out of the way. First off, huge shout out to all my Patreon members, including the newest Patreon members, being my boy Frog G and Silvar Ogre, who followed me over from Red Valkyrie Presents. You guys, it is so awesome. Yeah, Lydia, she's going through a phase right now, and I'm not sure I like it. I'm sure she'll be out tomorrow, though, Steve, just to make the place a little better. You know, it's really not a practice without Lydia. Anyway, the Historical Fencing Guild, and hello, Steve, Cindy, Frog G, and Sharon, is brought to you by Nicholas Tuckert's The Simple Sword, the Historical Fencing Guild's Manual Defense Volume 1. Yes, Volume 2 and 3 are coming. Also, the next addendum to the Historical Fencing Guild, yay, the Fighting Axe, because people want a simple, easy guide to understanding how to make axes work, both how to hurt people and how to use them effectively. Hi, Foxy. It's also supported by Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, the role-playing game. Available now. Look, it's real. It's in my hands. Alrighty. We are also, before we go any farther, a proud member of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. However, my printer has taken a dump, so I can't talk about showing my fancy new top-of-the-line graphic. That is okay. At some point, my printer will talk to things. This levity is neat. Thesis, you have my absolute condolences. Levity, Lydia, and other things are more than welcome. That's what we're here for. So, not that I don't have condolences, but the best thing I could do is, instead of dwelling on them, let me just fix what's left of my background. I'm going to keep going, because that's what you need me to do. We got 7 watchers, 3 likes. Don't be afraid of that like button. In fact, it makes great target practice. Get your point control up. I also want to tell you that we are not sponsored by Rules Lawyer Tiers. Cry for Me brand. This is totally not something I made up to deal with the people who don't like how I run games. Yes, Lawyers Tiers. Flavored with the HP of the Fallen. It's witty. Okay. Smash the like, ding the bell. Thank you, Frog G. Now, guys. This is a weird one for me. We don't have a lot of news and products coming out. Oh. So I was a little low on content. It just happens. I've also been spending my time prepping. Tomorrow is a very special day in that it will be the first practice I have held. And to those of you who don't know, yesterday and today, we were positively hammered by storms made of hate and FU. And I've got limbs down, some minor damage, and was unable to do a lot of my yard work. So I will be busting my hump tomorrow morning to make the yard functional and repair all the solar lights and things that I totally didn't put out the day or two before. So, we have a question, a comment, a reaction from the Peanut Gallery. We're down 1 viewer, but up a few likes, so we're getting there. Thesis, and hi, Thesis. Good to see you as always. Awesome. I even had an amazing idea for stream tonight in honor of Friday the 13th. We discussed the usability of murder icon weapons. Claws, machetes, kitchen knives. Groovy. I'm all about it. We could definitely go Friday the 13th. We're willing. What do you need, Trelena? You tell me what you need us to set up to play. Are you talking steely or are you talking plastical or wow? I'm in a mood because I don't even know how I'm going to get all the gear that I'm going to need to set up where it needs to be. It's hilarious. We have exciting things coming, and I've had Return of the Garage Flood Part 2, More Chickens, More Poo. Friday the 13th is usually my happiest day of the year. Today it hasn't been. Absolutely. There will be sparring tomorrow. If I have to strap myself to a walker or a rolly chair and get pushed onto the list, there will be sparring. And I'm all for that. But you want to... Mouth guards should be viable, and I have recommended them. I, for different reasons, have trouble fitting mouth guards. My teeth, a couple were removed unpleasantly, a couple were removed surgically. I'm a mess. Half the time I'm biting my own tongue anyway. But yes, Trelena, I'm taking that as a confirmation that we got a Trey, we got a Joey. I know we'll have a Steve because it's Steve. If he says he's going to be there, black helicopters flanked by I'm sorry, that was redacted. Certain crafts that may or may not exist will deliver him. Because the billionaires are going to space for the fun of it. Anyhow, hey. Well, Trelena, here at Hotel Hate, we'll keep the light on for you. But absolutely. Late's fine. I just opened it up to try and give people a broad entry point trickle in. And it always gets hotter after dark. Ba 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 ba. Now, while we're talking about that, yes, we are sparring. I will be spending tonight and tomorrow morning frantically assembling the rest of my gear, as, like I said, I've had to deal with unexpected emergencies. And I'm good at that. So, like I say, if you're here for the fighting and fun, come on down. If you're here to critique the condition of the house or grounds, you can hit the highway. There's entertainment either way. It's about an hour to hour and a half. Y'all have a good time. But I can't give the highway because I don't want to give too much of my location online. There are weirdos. Oh, I was out of Black Jerry, and I've been a while without it. I actually went a couple weeks without caffeine properly. Hey, first off, Johnny Cage. What you don't know about our friend Johnny Cage is he is the undying Johnny Cage. See, the power of him flicking off death is so powerful. Even death is done dealing with him. So at least you know what I'm talking about if you follow the horrendous live stream I've been running with a bunch of people that I'd met once before this, and it's turned into a complete debacle. But yes, Johnny Cage might be one of my favorite vampires of all time. And don't worry, Johnny. Not to give spoilers, but you'll be back and better than ever. But maybe not in the way you think. Anyhow, getting back on topic, yes, we are definitely going to have sparring, and I want to talk to folks because this is good. We got a couple good points. One, we will talk. Remind me if I get to the first hour and we haven't addressed the Halloween murder weapons. I love that stuff. I love discussing what's practical, what's not, because I have some points on it. But we got to talk. Some of you get in the idea you have to be X good to drill or practice to get into shape. Now, What, Johnny? I truly, on the topic. Some of you, most of you here. Let me see. Johnny's seen me game online. Frog G has seen me game online. Steve and Trey have gamed with me. So a large number are getting an idea. My version of gaming, okay, is fun. Okay, look, this is what I say to rules lawyers. This is actually 110% GM approved, and anyone who has a problem with it, this is Nick tested, Johnny approved. So we're doing good on our responses. But yeah, I bring anybody in. So if there's a group of people who are watching and commenting like Johnny, I'm gonna bring you in. Yeah, the evil orb and sky is not kosher with me. So I had actually set up a rudimentary awesome. Anyhow, I had said I'm going to design a better version of this as possibly like a mug wrap at some point. I don't know if it'll be for sale or not, but I love it. Yeah, exactly. For those of you who are melanin impaired, we the few, the gimpy, the usually pasty. Uh, I got in trouble because they were asking the ethnicity of everyone at the beach as part of a sociology experiment. I said white as Wonder Bread. Uh, but not that that's just a statement of what I am. Captain Pale here. This is literally about as tan as I get. This is certainly the darkest I've ever been in my life. But and that's not a brag, because oh my gosh, it would be nice to step out without having to wear a hat and a headscarf. And I'm nearly dressing like. Thank you. I try. But wow, I'm all over the chat tonight, and you know what? I love it. We're gonna keep rolling. This is gonna be one of those nights. But yeah, hit me in and out at the hour mark if I haven't hit talking about murder weapons. Ocean potion. Okay? It's aloe with lidocaine. For those of us who get burned regularly, it is a necessity. Treat the wound, treat the burn, cool down the temperature, and then put that stuff on. Yes, it will be sticky. Yes, it will be gross and have a faint chemically smell, but it helps. I keep mine in the kitchen where I most frequently burn myself. That's been I'm not a doctor. I just am a klutz. So there we go. You've got some unexpected education from the Historical Fencing Guild. This week we got a lot to talk about, and it's all coming back to me. We got murder weapons. Normally this. Ooh, look at you. Growing your own owl. Owl. Ha ha ha. I have an owl. He's on the other side. He sits with Horatio, my gargoyle, and watches my back. You never get to see him because they're on the other side of the wall. But maybe one day I'll bring Horatio back out. That's true too, and you have to be careful with that. But that being said, grinding back out. I brought one thing that's my favorite tool for dealing with killing killers, killer monsters. I shrug off guns a lot. I have a strong opinion on that. And of course, it's behind me. Now, whew. The best allies do gain sentience to murder people. Are you trying to tell me that you're actually the poison ivy? Hello, kitty. But yeah. You see, one of these days we're gonna make Johnny a special set of armor for the vampiric to help prevent that. Which is funny because normally I side with the other guys. You get very special credit. My normal response to vampires is it's steak and bake, and I helped. But so we can work on that. Yeah, Foxy, you are definitely in the right crowd of people. But getting all the way back to where I started. There is no level where it's inappropriate to drill. As long as you can physically do something. Foxy's comment derailed me. This is why I don't have my comments going when I DM. I can only be in like 2 to 3 worlds at one time. Anyhow, I'm gonna be really open and honest. A part of me is absolutely mortified for tomorrow because over the course of since the last time I practiced with Jim, and Jim could tell you he's not on, but he could tell you that I was having increasingly more limitations, and nobody saw just how bad it got because I was brought up culturally very Sun Tzu, and you don't show your weakness. And I got bad guys. I got like I've said before, as I've talked about it. I got where it took me both canes or crutches to get from bed to the couch, rudimentarily take care of me and Xander, and go back. And now, and anyway, I'm enjoying the saga of Foxy the Druid over here. So I am paying attention, but and I've built back to where I'm almost what I consider getting into fighting grade capabilities. Now, because of everything, I've had to push myself real hard. So instead of my plan of being stored up and, kind of chill and prepped for tomorrow, I'm going to be skidding into tomorrow pretty much with holes in my knees, trying to get there to do it. That being said, and Cindy's being brilliant. She's saying, you got this. Take it slow and pay attention to what joins it. It's not, when I talk about being nervous, this isn't rational. Rational can accept I should be able to do limited sparring. We'll see how I'm moving. Not even surprised. So she's basically Auntie Iro. Okay. Foxy's Auntie Iro. And yeah, I'm all about, this is not a mechanical problem. This is more social psychological because I haven't been around people, and I hold myself to standards that if I admitted them in public, people would laugh hysterically because they're unattainable. I'm Nick. I'm the guy who gets into stuff at 3 a.m. when no one else wants to. That's what I do, and now I'm not as Nick as I used to be, and I'm learning what that is. And we're all balanced out. And you just saw me glare because the computer's trying to tell me to reboot because it wants to update or that there's a new update, but I don't care. However, should it glitch out, I apologize ahead of time. But so it's very it's touch and go for me. So I'm working. Imposter syndrome is really, really quick to tell you when you've lost an ability that you'll never get it back, So I'm dealing with that. I'm coming. I should be excited, and as anybody who really knows me knows, I don't get excited when I should. I was trained a form of applied pessimism. It's very much like Bushido, and the concepts you're already dead, and tenets in Buddhism where it's already broken, so why prize it? And it runs counter to some of my other natures, and that's a big part of what it is to do what I do, because many times I'm training people who are faster or stronger or taller, so they have longer reach than me. So I have to. There's a level of faith and belief in I know what I'm talking about. It can apply, even if I can't do it. That's challenging, and it's good prep for aging. I mean, I am, without giving exact dates, I'm about 2 weeks ish from my 40th birthday. Now, in the past, I've had a big Halloween themed party, and I've done a bunch. And with everything, I don't think I'll be doing much this year. I've got to keep an eye on things practically, both health wise and with the whole Delta Rona, Rona's faster cousin running around. I got to be careful. Now I'm working on acquiring items to make that easier, but there's a lot of balance, and that's what it's about. It's about finding your balance. So yeah, if you can't spar, drill. If you can't drill with a weapon, drill open-handed. If all you can do, but this is the voice of experience, sitting here with a dowel rod, which is currently parked next to the door, so I'll grab our good friend that I get to try out the little cane sword. Boom, boom, boom. There were points where I was sitting in a chair with a dowel rod poking about this fast. Boom, boom, boom. Tip shaking because my hand's shaking, trying to get it back. And I've been blessed and functional enough to get a lot of it back. I don't know how much. And that's the thing. And that is the curse of the solo practitioner. Uh, if you are not tested somehow, you have no, self-diagnostics are only so accurate. Yeah, Kitty. That's, I've spent 20 years doing this. I have 2 books. Well, that's not that book. That is. My mouth is great. 2 books published. You watch the channel, you can see the things, and I still, every time I log in, I feel like I'm starting to lie to you. There's always that half second before the switch that is Nick, the performer, turns on, and right in that little bound of time when I'm watching to see the indicator in the corner let me know that I am indeed live. They're all, I've had people ask me after these things, are you feeling sick there? I saw a really weird expression. That's it. That is that moment of hyper compressed doubt before I see the little red light and I'm off to the races. Hey folks, my name's Nick Tucker. Welcome to the Historical Fencing Guild, and I roll. But in that void, that's a deep, dark little place. And anybody who's starting back up is going to feel that to a measure. Unless you're like just Steve probably, like Steve doesn't, because the line between confidence and ego is a beautiful thing. Love you, Steve. But you know what, Cindy? So I'm not going to say someday, tomorrow the sun will come out. Awesome. But I will say, it won't always rain in Nottingham. There's a great song about how it feels about, not in Nottingham. And yeah, guys, I count Disney's Robin Hood, the one with the foxes, the best Robin Hood. Hard stop. Literally. Just untoppable. And it's a beautiful book. It is put aside where it is safe, because right now my study is literally, looks like a bomb went off, because I've been reorganizing and replanning, and I had to move some items to keep stuff safe. So, like, it's a complete disaster. You'll note my wall is being extra today. Let me see. There we go. Let's see if I can't trick it into being a little less extra. Maybe. We'll see. There we go. And once I get this mess organized, which everything's entropy occurs. Nope, Ben. You're wrong, John. I love you. I've known you forever. You and I have a very complex history. But Men in Tights is the second best Robin Hood. Second. It's good. And Carrie U is the best live action Robin Hood. But I'm telling you, it is never gonna meet the Disney Oodalolly. Sorry. Love you, bud. There are a lot of tights is great, but good. Don't okay. Guys. 20 years. Watch. Popped right off where it wasn't supposed to. And of course, it's stuck where it's not supposed to be. Even I told you after I told you how. So I'm going to fix this like I do and keep moving on. I have fallen flat on my face on the field. I have eaten. I've been nailed. I have a VHS in my house. But John, I will say it is the best live action. I will give you best live action. Hey, Nani. John keeps trying. You can keep trying, John, and I admire you. This is America, John. You have the right to be wrong. You know what? I have started to just not talk politics on like the Book of Faces. I just, there are a couple issues. I know my opinion on it. Most people know my opinion. It's not going to change others' opinions. Why argue? I just do not engage overall. I blame a few people for that because they've made it not worthwhile to be their friends because they just can't let it go. So now I do. And I love, like everybody else has problems with Twitter. People tell me Twitter's toxic. I just don't talk politics on Twitter. I talk about whatever comic is out and whatever. Hey, I started watching some Shakespeare. Cool. Thanks to Thesis, I've started watching. We could talk. We could definitely talk Shakespeare. I actually quite love Shakespeare. There is something, if you're getting into Shakespeare, that must be watched. You can find it on YouTube. Or you can it's in Evergreen, so most libraries have access to it. Evergreen's the interlibrary loaning cool problem. What you need to look up is something called the Reduced Shakespeare Company's The Complete Works of William Shakespeare Abridged. That is one of the funniest takes on Shakespeare. They parody the tragedies as comedies, the comedies as and I will say this, the best Hamlet delivery of just about any I've ever seen, ironically, is out of that. Watch that. Not now. Watch my live stream, please. But definitely, the Reduced Shakespeare Company's The Complete Works of William Shakespeare Abridged. If you want another really good movie, Much Ado About Nothing, with Kenneth Branagh. Keanu Reeves is in it too, but yep. Well, the Joss Whedon one is good. I do love Joss, even though he got canceled for some other issues, and that's politics, so I don't talk it. But the Kenneth Branagh version is the quintessential. Plus, Keanu's villain speech is surprisingly cold-blooded. I mean, oh. Anyway, so there's that. Now, before we go any further, I do want to address this whole monster, psycho killer, slasher, that whole, it's Friday the 13th. Right now, our boy Jason Voorhees is inflicting social norms on promiscuous teenagers somewhere around Crystal Lake. Being old, fat, and married, and not sleeping with anyone outside of that, and barely in it. Ba-doom-cha. I have to comment. I was on a roll. The modern Romeo and Juliet. Claire Danes was terrible. Leo was tolerable. Most of the movie, as a sword guy, obviously hurt. Though I found the redesigns on the firearms attractive. I mean, it was a neat concept. It hurt. But there is a star of performance for those. The Queen Mab speech, whilst holding the hit of LSD, was brilliant in that otherwise just rough movie. See, normally I would charge into Steve saying best longsword ever in reference to that, but I'm running into a problem. I saw a picture recently, and I think I shared it on the guild. If not, I will, of a World War I sword women, because it was an anime artist. Hey, I know what I'm about. I showed German in a beautiful stance. Showed a probably Celtic of some sort, redheaded English woman holding a Scottish broadsword. So Scott, Nick, brain. And they're like, yo, this is beautiful. And then somebody showed a trench shoddy with the bayonet as the American swordsman, and danged if that didn't warm my heart. You're not wrong about John Leguizamo's Tybalt. You are not wrong. He didn't deserve to be in that movie because he deserves to be in a better movie. The concept could have been done well. It just wasn't. But I will give props because I know what gun Steve's referring to as the longsword, and that is a beautiful little firearm. So I'm not going to say nothing about nothing. Now, wait, you're a sword guy and you respect guns. They do different things, different tools for different jobs. That being said, guys, psycho killer time. Da-da-da-da. I'm going to throw some things out. First off, I'm going to call bull. And I'm going to call bull on anytime you remove enough mass from something without an outside energy source, it should not be able to regenerate. Yes, I realize that I sound like I'm pulling right out of Monster Hunter International, but that's because I agree with it. Wonderful book series, accurate perception. But getting Jason in the water, I'd like to see more harpoon action. I think the guys who took down Jeepers Creepers could solve Jason pretty easily by ironically mounting a harpoon on a boat. Because, they do that. You take a harpoon, which is a big pointy spear on a big string, park that in the middle of Crystal Lake, and when Jason comes out, whoop, take that mama's boy, run him through, reel him out halfway in, slide some weights down, and drop him like a sinker. And you've reset till the next time somebody's dumb. Not saying I dislike him. He's got his charm. Freddy actually has some validity that needs to be discussed in this group at this time. Why? I'll tell you, folks. Our boy Freddy's got his gloves. And we're going to ignore the I'm coming in your dreams business, because all it would take would be for him to be in the wrong person's dreams. Dang it, Steve! You mean you can't just joke, dude? Oh, yes, there's a Chinese Hamlet. Very similar, but okay. Now take somebody else like my boy Mikey. Mikey is... Well, I have to stop here. It's Friday the 13th, so I will give Jason his props on Friday the 13th. And I got off trail. Freddy has a problem. And Freddy's problem is sideways leverage. What do I mean? I like this hand. I'm rather attached to it. Unlike Kirby. Sorry. Hi, John. But it takes remarkably little force to take this finger and it stops here and make it not stop here. What happens then? Oh, I actually have the perfect example. If I take said finger, attach something to it, and make the lever longer. Understood, Cindy. Absolutely understood. I love your support, and I will take any comments, questions you have, but I'll never hold it against you. But if I go, actually, I don't like playing with this because I'm leveraging the last joint in my pinky. But it would be very easy for me to snap that at the joint. Why does that matter? Those are not preternatural gloves. They're not like excessively super powered gaunts. You know, he has the dream walking, but you catch Freddy in the day, and if he's walking around, big fingers, bad typing, hey, you're in good company. And he's got that, as long as you have a cut proof glove, which you can buy for butchers, they're not expensive. You just simply catch and snap. That's why, you know, as much as I love independent fingered gauntlets, safety wise, I lean towards being team clamshell. Clack, 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 clack. Because a clamshell is worn not just because it's easier to craft, although it is, because when you're sword fighting, if you're exposed, give me something that has the right general design for that. And I really don't want to use that. Well, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this because this is my ugliest trainer to prove ugly trainers need love too. But if I take a hit or a thrust hits, I need to poke myself with something. Okay, nice wide something. Here. This finger can easily get pushed and then snap and ow. But just like the old metaphor about twigs and you know a spindle, if they're all together, it's much harder to break these. I'm not. This is not about what's scary. Okay, this is not at all about what's scary. Yeah, this is about assessment. But yeah, you can. So having wrapped gauntlets is going to protect that finger. At some point, I need some Kydex gauntlets. I need probably. I don't know. I haven't quite figured out how I want to do it. I've really considered a hybrid where it's essentially the Ninja Turtle clamshell because I'd have. But given the fact that the ulnar injury means these fingers don't work all the time anyway, I may just switch to those. A lot of it depends on the rigging I'm fighting with. But you need to anyway, getting back to the thing, yeah. Chucky's terrifying. And anytime something that's not supposed to be animate is, it's broken fingers stuck. Broken thumbs suck. I slammed a thumb in a car door and fell, pulling it out without opening the door. My left thumb looks like a Christmas tree under a X-ray. Oh, yeah, it's true. It does. It does if it heals up. So, really, I had all that looking for an more open guard, and I didn't grab this. Anyhow, I love the sword. I can't wait till tomorrow. I should be able to try it out. Exactly. So you have a gauntlet secures that. So Freddy could easily have all his fingers broken in a conflict. And I think that would deter him greatly. Not totally, but that would really uh, be a problem. And I see that as a tactical weakness of the Razor gloves. Now, if you want to turn it to a cestus, I've been planning a. That's what I was. I had cardboard I was saving, and I just threw it away today. But But gauntlets guys would be a saving grace. You don't want that. Now let's get between Mikey and our boy Jason. Jason is one of those monsters that has a. I love the rules of horror movies. And when this is over tonight, I'm going to watch something probably black and white that involves some kind of horror. It's just going to happen because I'm going to salvage some kind of fun out of Friday the 13th before I have to deal with the groundwork for the party and everything else. Okay, when did what happen, Kitty? Are you talking about Friends? Are you talking about uh whose injury? Because I do want to. If that question's directed at me, I'd like to know. If not, my thumb to answer it was uh my thumb was 12 years ago. I know that because Mandy was pregnant and I was taking her to a thing. Lost cadaver. Okay. Anyway, uh oh. Oh, haunted bear. Oh shoot. I apologize. YouTube dropped me to top chat instead uh of live chat, so I lost a few videos. Um yeah, sorry. I didn't get the comment about the bears. Yeah. I've had to deal with some things like that. Salt is your friend, immersion and immolation, you know. Uh oh, re retired. Okay, I'm more retired than Cal the Town Guard. Okay, retired. The tired part came from people with the last name of Minor getting me in situations where things tried to eat my face. Love you still, John. That one's more directed at your son. But anyway, tired. I have actually used the phrase nice, thorough. Uh, but I've used the phrase nope a couple times of late. Anyhow, getting back onto things. Now, when you talk Michael Myers, the evil, the shape. Yeah, don't go in deep to call Michael Myers the shape, but all-time favorite slasher. Original Halloween, my opinion, best slasher. One of these days, when it's not broadcast all over the universe, we'll have a wee chat about things that go bump. But if I talk about it too much, it attracts the attention of the high strangeness, and then, I'm more inclined to deal with it. So, sweet hydration. Anyhow, Mikey, and yes, I mean William Shatner, the spray painted mask. Everyone, yes. There are two Michael Myers. Now, I'm going to say this. I love Rob Zombie. In his musical universe, he's a genius. In a lot of his horror, he is brilliant. Exactly, Cindy. Names invoke the Constantine clause, which is why I don't name certain entities by their names. Never again with the poetry. Yes. But what Rob Zombie did to Halloween was wrong. You don't give any reason for Michael Myers. Michael Myers, exactly. Although whew, that makes him the inverse of John Carpenter, but just barely. Michael Myers, the thing about him was in a universe where there's a set bunch of rules. You look at like all your classic monsters, Drac, your werewolves. Everybody follows rules. Frankenstein usually, but it's kind of fuzzy. But then again, Frankenstein's monster isn't the monster, and that Frankenstein himself is the monster, if you've paid attention. Mikey only has one rule. On Halloween, he's coming back to Haddonfield or to Laurie Strode, and he's going to stuff up. And I'm astonished after he ate a few 45 rounds and fell off a second or third story balcony and then kept coming in the next movie, which the ending of the original Halloween still gives me chills, where the music is playing and it's just going from dark, normal looking corners and hallways and things where he could be, still gets to me. Oh, Agent Franks. I got love for Franks. I love Franks. Love Earl more. And someday I would love to see those two team up to deal with Stricken. But my point, you aren't stopping him. What do I mean? I've yet to see a way that kills him. Now, there have been some false shots. So what do you do with a human-sized thing that doesn't want to die? If only, folks, and you're free. You are free to hold that opinion, Sharon. I respect it, and I can see why it's a much more modern take on Michael Myers. But the fact that up until then he was the one who didn't have the rule set, that his rules were he's the boogeyman, he's just coming. Scared and that's why he's one of my favorites. Because of the modern slashers, he's the most suspenseful. He is more terrifying when you can't see him. So that's why I feel the way I do. But when you're dealing with things that won't die or stay dead, I'm a big fan of the boar spear. Now, this is one of those times where I might upgrade to a longer boar spear because mine is rather short relatively for this application because reach sucks. But boar spear pinned to something. Mikey's shown superhuman strength, but limited. So I'm thinking some quick dry cement, rebar, box it in, and then deep sticks him elsewhere. I understand it won't kill him. It's very much. Now, see, I approve of that too. I don't usually like scary horror movies, and I detest gore. And that's a good point. We're going to talk about that. Let's talk about that. Nick, you're a swordsman, yes. You teach Western martial arts with practical inclinations, yes. You have a mini K-bar in reach, yes. You detest gore, absolutely. I hate the sight of blood, always have. Part of it is I'm too empathic, and part of it is I have seen a lot of my blood places, and I've seen a lot of other people's blood places. And enough of what's beneath it where people start to look like meat and you have to get technical to deal with the situations. I don't take it. I just don't. It's like I will watch suspense movies and get the crap scared out of me. The first half of The Others, for example, was horrifying to me. If you ever lived in a haunted house and you want to know what it's like, the first half of The Others, where the things are moving around and you feel like something's there, that's the majority of it. Now, Johnny, quit trying to turn me dark side. Far more attractive than you, and that's no shot. I just know who they are. Have tried. And no. But for a vampire, absolutely. And you know what? You got the party one dumb action away for the folks who follow the Wednesday night show IDM. But Adam's Family. Adam's Family is not horror. It is goals. Like, okay, growing up, I wanted to be Bert from Mary Poppins. I thought he was the pinnacle of awesomeness. Yep. But if the next step down from like the Doctor, Hercule Poirot, and Bert, okay, these are sort of the trinity of how to make a Nick. And we're talking mostly the fourth Doctor. The next tier down is ironically Peter Davison's Campion. He might be up in the fourth. Yeah, okay, yeah, give it the Four Horsemen and Nickdom. Campion, Hercule Poirot, Doctor Who, and Bert from Mary Poppins. Somewhere around there next is Gomez Adams. John Aston's Gomez Adams was really, what a lust for life. You know, that's how you should be if you were rich. You love your family, you love your saying, and you do whatever the fuck you want. You know? You help people that you meet. You just be cool. I loved that. No worries. It's not for everybody. It is a little odd. And I'm tired of people being, well, if you don't like my geekdom, you're not a geek. Oh, see, but now see, if we step back a bit from actual horror, at least modern, because at some point, I believe, yeah, thesis, torture porn. I won't watch it. I am far too empathic, and I've seen too much blood, and I've been hurt too much. I carry scars seen and unseen, folks. I don't want to see people hurt for others' amusement. It's just not my kink, okay? Oh, is Frog leaving? Hey, you have a great day, Frog. Night, whatever you're doing. Stay safe out there. Frog G's a great person. But anyway. Oh, Raul Gomez. He was a great Gomez. It was a very different Gomez. I'm nervous about the new movie. We'll see how they do it. But he was a great Gomez. I was really excited because I've always wanted Christina Ricci to do Morticia at some point. I think she'd be great at it, obviously. But as she is incredibly pregnant right now, I can see why she's taking some time. But you step down, you get to the Universal horror movies, the classic collection. We're talking Bela Lugosi's Dracula, Lon Chaney's Jr.'s Wolfman, Boris Karloff's Mummy. Come on. This is quality horror. And I lost the name of the actor who played the Invisible Man because he was invisible for most of it. You know, and face wrapped, so I don't have the face name tag. But what a brilliant descent into madness. Universal horror would... Whoa. Hold, stop, hard stop. We're not even to the hour, but we got to stop about something. Thesis. Sir, you are wrong. He says, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm too tall and too dark, I would do Gomez for Halloween. I love. You are a tall, yes, dark. So what? You're a tall, dark, and handsome man. I've seen images. He's tall, dark, and handsome. Deal with it. If cosplay is for everyone, hard stop. Your heroes can be of any color. I've seen little white kids running around going Wakanda forever. And most of the time, people don't get too butthurt about it. And when they do, I tend to bludgeon with blunt instruments. But if cosplay is for everyone, if men can do female characters, females can do male characters, trans can do whatever as it starts, the world gets a bit blurry, that's fine. One, nothing wrong with me. I got in trouble for that song. I got too demonic singing along, and my wife came and threatened to bludgeon me with the toilet brush because that was what was in hand, and I'm kind of proud of her for that. Anyhow, that being said, You do that. You get your striped suit and you have a blast doing it. 2, by you not dressing, sir, as Gomez Adams, you are denying the world, sir, Foxy dressed as Morticia Adams. Have you pondered this yet? I mean, she may be a bit more, well, Elvira than Morticia due to proclivities, but thank you. Thank you. Claude Rains, thank you. Absolutely. If you want to cosplay it, you go out and cosplay it. You're a good man. Don't keep yourself from having fun because other people don't like it. They could take a flying at a rolling donut. Hard stop. The Historical Fencing Guild is brought to you by The Simple Sword, Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, which you can find in the links, and The Fighting Axe, which now has my copy has a rumple in it, so I guess I'll be keeping this one personally. I'm a proud member of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. You can look them up on Facebook because my nifty god. I'm all cranky now because he's awesome and he deserves it. See, I agree. Corsetry will always get an agreement from me. I admit it. But yes, guys, thank you, Johnny Cage. He reminds you that I am not in no way funded, despite I put paid promotion because people like Steve Clausen, who has business dealings with me, supports me with things, and John Miner supports me with things, and their support occasionally comes in forms of sexy trainers. And I have a Patreon. If you want to support what I do, $1 a week. Yeah, $4 a month. Woo! Get down. $1 a month. Give me the stuff to buy gear, to upgrade my stuff so I can provide free training to people with handicaps, with trauma, and keep doing what I do. Because I do all of that out of pocket. I haven't done a business model for that side, and I don't intend to because that's what I'm about. That's one of the great things in life. Now, thank you for your support. I know that came early, but I had to put this somewhere. Morticia's gorgeous. Elvira is a deity, and they are of a lineage along with Vampira or Vampira, depending on who you talk to, and the Bride of Frankenstein, and Loopy from now, see, everyone talks about no one talks about this movie, and they should. For only $1 a call, for just $1 a month, you too can support your local Nick. Tears of an Angle, so I don't get sued for the song. And he stops before he cracks the second line, so he doesn't get sued. But yes, I am not like most of the others. They cut in with a commercial, And this is brought to you by Game Shady Stories. Yes, Game Shady Stories. The game I will never, ever buy because it's free and it interrupts every show I've watched, even though it's supporting half my favorite YouTube. So I got mixed feelings. Game Shady Stories. Anyway, I will someday make a Game Shady Stories t-shirt as a, not supported by Game Shady Stories. But that's something that got delayed. Friends, for just $1 a month, you can help Lydia keep hanging out with the Historical Fencing Guild. Only $1 a month to keep this wonderful, vivacious individual, see. Yes, yes, Lydia. See, and perhaps for $1 a month, the shackles won't hold her. So please look into your hearts, reach into your minds, your hearts, your checkbooks, your wallets, your 401ks, and support the Historical Fencing Guild on Patreon at www.patreon.com/the Historical Fencing Guild. Look for the boot. Thank you, Lydia. Anyway. Now, yes, yes, I do approve of corsetry. But that's Lydia, my undead office assistant. I realize you may not have seen her. Her kid, from the last Shoggoth invasion, was in here earlier. I don't know where that little tyke ran off to. I'm sure he's around. But anyway, we 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 here we here at the Historical Fencing Guild with my mighty, I work so hard to keep my special effects budget up to the high exacting standards that my viewers ask for. And I realize, and I do hope it provides some entertainment. Oh no, Lydia, she's not malnourished per se. She's just she's been working on actually getting her pre-pregnancy body back, and that's okay. That is absolutely okay, because we're all about folks getting back in shape. And yeah, we don't. Oh, hi there. Hi. Yeah, this little tyke. Why are you hiding your eyes, buddy? This little type. Yes, good shark. Look at the nice people. This little type is her Shoggoth. A half Shoggoth, and Shoggoths tend to be made out of whatever materials that they uh, are sired upon. So you go sit with your mama. That little Shoggoth was born on the remains of one of my Hawaiian shirts. It's sad, that poor guy's a part of a broken home. The father left the dimension in a hurry. It's all very tragic. So yeah, once again, I'm running my orphanage for disembodied entities who should usually don't try to eat my face. Lydia does once in a while, but that's mostly out of habit. You just get used to it. You know, I tend, to just, I hang out where the dregs of society are found. And that's, yes. Well, I try. I aspire to levels of Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. That's one of the finest films ever made. And wow. Um Lydia, actually, I'm not gonna follow that up with the joke. This is not the channel nor the time for that joke. But yes, I want to make X's joke, but I'll get in extra trouble. So yes, folks, here on the Historical Fencing Guild, this is a serious educational channel. And I do want to point out, because I've got some newer people, and there was commentary. Trelena, I forgot. I was watching through one of the groups on Facebook where a gentleman, and I am being generous with this term, had the 100%, he was the population of this audacity to say, why do people show rapiers and shields? It never happened. My response was metered. I was calm. I simply said, then why is it depicted in the Historical Fencing Guild's Manual of Defense? Why? Why is that stick man holding a rapier and a shield? Answer. People want to know. And, like, I'm not going to say, but they're destroying this guy's career. Like, he may be wiped off of Facebook. There's very little hope for like, this level of idiocy to ever be rejoined. And there's nothing wrong with being wrong. People can be mistaken, but don't be a dick about it. This is why I try whenever possible to not be impolite by my suppositions. Because if I find out I don't know something, I feel myself smile because I'm curious. And if I'm wrong, it might shock you, but I actually like to, as long as, people aren't dicks about it, be informed. That's how we get better. That's how we learn things. Johnny, offensive buckler, yeah. I haven't seen the new What If with Marvel, though I've had some spoilers. That being said, ironically, Trelena, you came to mind because I know what super British Trelena would be like. Of course, it's one of your favorite styles. But yes, Johnny, I'm going to let you in on you are on the short list to get the Frog G treatment for what's going in the eventual book. Now, anyone following my game on Wednesday nights, a lot of things that are happening tongue-in-cheek are happening with things that are not necessarily my properties. There's a lot of parody, a lot of homage going on. So some of the things will be very different when the published work comes out of this. Probably sometime this winter. I'm just not sure which organization I will publish it through because I'm still waiting on a contract and an NDA to clear up fully. But I can't talk about anything. So to the folks who ordered their Hybrids of Sons of Gods, I am not going to say open the front page because I'm not going to say look at this logo because that means absolutely nothing, at least until contracts are signed, if they are. But that being said, students need to be well behaved in the corner, or they can be. I prefer maladjusted students who are mischievous and as long as you're safe and having fun, it's all good. But I'm told that's the wrong way. Anyhow, and that's what we want. Yeah. So I saw that and I thought of Trey, John, but like you're not fair. Referencing you is like, well, first because there's the whole impact of people not believing that you do exist, and then once you do, it gets boinky. But to the folks who go, I have a new digital camera that is not set up to the Wi-Fi. That way I can run different videos of sparring, training, depending on how things go. Like my whole peach tree branch got wiped out in the storm. So I'm going to have to artificially try to ripen them and then dehydrate them. John, you see, I am not a cryptid. I am not a cryptid. But I am not. I'm not. Although in certain circles it would be, alleged. Urban legend, yes. Cryptid, no. It's a common mistake, but I am not a cryptid. Boinky? Wait. Boinky? Yeah. Oh, things go boinky, yes. Things have just not. It's been a run. And there's no trust. There's no faith. Okay, I can occasionally play a panpipe. That doesn't make me a cryptid. Maybe a mythological creature, just a little bit. But not all the way, I guess. Like, misshaped legs. mean, I don't have horns, so, I'm not, chased around by the Fae in the Wild Hunt and the um, axis and proclivities. And so, anyway, there's a new Witcher series and a new Witcher style anime that's coming out, and that looks like it's going to have some really great fight scenes. I am up through season 2 of Castlevania. I will start season 3 at my convenience, which means when I'm not doing game design. I did do a one and done. That means I don't get any royalties for it. That is actually a all-female wrestling RPG because I was requested to do that, so that's there. Oh, flexible weapons. Attend if you're of the barking, gnashing crowd. It is not fun to escape, John. Here's the thing. Fox hunting is a blast for the Englishmen in red coats. It sucks for the fox. Now, back to your questions, Kitty. There are a couple really great options. I really recommend making your own trainer that is safe. If you have the means to drill a hole through something like a tennis ball, run some the right gauge of rope or paracord. I'm a big paracord fan in general, but some people like larger, softer rope. So let me see. I don't know how long this chunk of paracord is. Okay, this is a leftover chunk. I don't know what it was for, but I always have chunks of bright orange paracord laying around. Apparently, my lighter died. Oh, anyhow, paracord's great. I love paracord. It's cheap. It's versatile. There are some rules in dealing with it. That's going to be obnoxious. I have to sharpen that knife. That should have cut like that should cut like butter. I will be sharpening that tonight. Anyhow, but let me just get this sealed up. Paracord has one little hink. If you cut it, you need to take a lighter. I recommend a torch, and I cut this way too long, but I want to see how nice a top I can get on it. I'm doing this under a ceiling fan, but be careful, that will be hot. It will unravel if you don't. But paracord you can get cheap, and it's virtually indestructible for this kind of app. Then simply put it through something with enough weight to fling, but not enough to bonk or hurt you. So wiffle balls or the golf ball styles will be too light to get a good spin on. I used to do a little bit of rope dart. I told you guys I would attempt it with the kunai trainer, and I found out that due to the necessity of my braces, I can't get the transfers right to do it properly. And there's no it would not behoove you for me to try to demonstrate something that my body can no longer do. That's the reality of adaptation. However, there are a lot of people online who are far better at it than I ever was, so I recommend looking that up. Get paracord, start relatively short. Look online, there's some drills. I believe actually Flo Mayhem has some I think she did some beginner let me so I'm trying to make sure she still identifies as a she, but I believe she still does. Uh, I travel in interesting circles, and sometimes it's hard to keep track. But just get a good chunk. Get a either a Nerf style ball like the dollar store ones. Put a hole through it. Yeah, no, don't start her with the steel. Please, please don't start with steel meteor hammers. That's why I'm saying start with like a Nerf ball on a rope. They're easy to put a hole on. You may have to use a hot, like a soldering rod to seal it a little bit. Or just use the monkey paw ties where you could even take a bouncy ball and wrap paracord around it to get a weighted responsive thing that won't kill you when you screw up, because in reality you will screw up. Please bare minimum wear eye protection at least while you're starting. But then paracord, it can be cheap, easy to go. No, I understand that. I reflex because I have people. So everybody does something dumb at some point, no matter how clever, no matter how smart they are, and because of the nature that you'll notice, I don't make jokes about styles or content here. I'm always almost painfully deadpan when it switches over how to do something, because this is actually, as tongue in cheek, this might be the Beakman's world. I was shooting for Bill Nye for sword fighting, and I may have hit Beakman, considering I just had a Shoggoth come by and use Lydia for a fundraiser. I might be Beakman. Anyway, but I do try to keep the educational stuff educational. I respect anyone who can make nunchucks go. I was learning it and I realized I don't want to have to fight a weapon whilst I am fighting an opponent. I am very particular in my personal gear. Not that I don't love Bruce Lee, although I'm the guy who likes Jackie Chan better. I'm sorry. Bruce, obviously the superior martial artist, you know, historically, etc. But Jackie is a personal hero of mine, and like, if I were not too physically and morally weak, I would have tried to join the Hong Kong Opera House, as a school of stunts and such in my youth. But what I actually missed how I talked about one of your exes there, uh, Jackie. Yes, um, there may be a monk named Jackie Condor, who is running barefoot back to the capital for a while till he comes back. Donnie, I have no problem with Donnie Yen. Uh, Again, just classic. Especially, I want to make sure I'm right. If I'm pretty sure that's Ip Man, and the Ip Man stuff. Oh, Ip Man stuff makes me happy. But for folks, if you're interested in Eastern styles, hold on. I actually realized my phone is buzzing and I can't tell where. Yeah, Jackie Chan Adventures. Nothing wrong with Jackie Chan Adventures. Jackie! Oh, I guess I left it out. Well, and whoever's trying to message me, my phone is on AWOL. I'll worry about it later. My apologies. But if you are wanting to learn Eastern martial arts, you want one-stop shop for an we were talking movies and stuff. You can go Doug Marcaida. Absolutely. Doug is just about quintessential. I don't dare do that because every time I do, it tries to bounce me out of my own list. But oh, well, it happens, and I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, Doug's phenomenal. God, I hate when I lose people's names. But I'm gonna risk something to see if it works. Because a name fell off my mind. There it is. Anthony DeLongis. If you want Western, Anthony DeLongis is your guy. But for Anthony DeLongis, you know what? I can't remember if Doug Marcaida does much online like video training. He's phenomenal. I've seen examples, but I don't know if I've actually seen purchasable training videos or educational, like how he flows. Because his take, oh god, watching that man move, like Doug Marcaida and Maestro Ramirez. If you want Western, beautiful stuff. I mean, those are great stops. Dream like nothing wrong with kicking like Scott Adkins. Nothing wrong with that either. But well, Johnny, if you go through, you'll see how I used to fight, and if all goes well, I'll film and it will go up. How I do fight currently tomorrow. Well, tomorrow I'll film it. It'll take me a while to process it, but yes, he was. He's been. If you ever needed a really good him and what was his name? Jeff Smith. I can't. No, not Jeff Smith. A different Smith was. Oh, it'll come to me later. But if you needed good '80s bad guy with a knife who's white, it was him. I can't remember the name of the guy who was everybody's henchman. The bald Asian fellow with the mustache. Anyway, both of them are marvelous. And Sammo Hung. I love Sammo Hung. Look, if you want to look up Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung's early movies together. Oh my God. But pulling back just a bit. If you want to learn Eastern and you want to actually be able to get old DVDs, training manuals, etc., I have to talk. Steve just said the frugal gourmet kills. Oh, okay. I have to talk. Seriously. Dr. Jank. One of my favorite martial artists of all time. Love his works, love his books, love his DVDs. Getting his name out is one of the greatest challenges in my vocabulary. That isn't a cultural shot. That's a thing to my speech impediment. Dr. Yang Jwing Ming. Ha ha! Please don't make me say it again. YJM, please. Just say the man is brilliant when it comes to understanding and presenting simple, practical martial arts. Thank you, Foxy. Somebody who knows who I'm talking about. That hurts. I actually like half spasm my tongue in the back to say that name because of the damage. I realized something. I don't know if you know. I bit when I was a kid. I bit my tongue nearly in half. So it really doesn't like speak like I should. It makes me sound like a complete idiot. And that's okay, because at least I'm an entertaining idiot. So, we just keep working and making things just a bit better. Which reminds me, I need a half-inch elbow next time I go to Menards. But, oh, yes. Yes, thesis. Good. Adrian Paul and Anthony DeLongis was great. A Western martial artist, Neil Super Singleton. He's a Western martial artist. Not a Western martial artist. He's just a martial artist. But very talented, amazing man. I actually met him a few times, and he reset my leg. But yes, if you want to make a Jin go, if you want the quintessential approach to a Jin, his classical Yang Tai Chi sword is that's must read. His intro to swordsmanship, I believe. I think that's the title. Great. There's an introduction to swordsmanship. It's a DVD. It's one of those. If you're looking for training DVDs, just throw the money at it. I'm not kidding. Just throw the money at it. But yeah, his stuff is phenomenal. I got Sword Sage got me hooked up on him. And a few other things. Oh, I miss the glory days of bootleg VCDs. And yeah, statute of limitations. By saying the phrase bootleg VCDs that I got to see, you know it was 20 plus years ago. I didn't buy them, just watched them. Didn't make them, just watched them. And honestly, I'd throw money at the originals if I could get a hold of them. Oh, Matt, we're getting some nice Fred Maestro. Yeah. Astro. Yes. Yes, Steve. Yeah, I'm just gonna say yes. But and yes, Ameridote. We all know Ameridote is the best martial art. I'm not gonna argue with him. Master Ken is first, and we all just debate second. I'm not going to get fried by Killface through text. Good Lord. Oh, combative Krav Maga guys are like getting ready to take that too seriously, and they shouldn't, because I'm saying that second. It's just Ameridote. Yeah. But guys, things are always bleakest before the dawn, and things are bleak right now. Always restomp the groin. Yes. How can you beat that tactical poetry? Like that should be taught with the Book of the Five Rings and Sun Tzu's Art of War. Miyamoto Musashi's Five Rings. And of course, Sun Tzu's Art of War. But yeah, restomp the groin. Cross stitch that. Put it on your wall. That's just good quality right there. But all jokes aside, and I'm not joking with that, but you know what I mean. Good will come if you make it. And find people at the HFG. I believe I have both. But the Tau Piglet and the HFG is actually both very interesting reads. Good point, John. But I think you need to embrace that and start, guys. You want to know the most important part for you to understand in any martial art. The process between the frames. Greatness in understanding martial arts is when you open up a manual. And I'm saying starting with book teaching, right? And you look at getting from something like first position to second to third and back. This is what anyone can share are these two images, a start and a finish, either order. What you as a martial artist, you as a student, and there's no shame in being a student. Somehow we've lost the idea that being a student is a bad thing. We're all students. We should embrace the fact that life, the universe, it all has stuff to teach us. What's important happens right here, because that's where you decide how you get from here to here and back, knowing when. This is knowledge. The journey here is wisdom, and it can only be gained by studying and applying. Getting better requires precision, okay, and accuracy. I would rather have somebody make the same mistake over and over and over again, where we can move that, than have somebody make the mistake, hit the next time, make a different mistake, because they're all over the board. You need precision. Accuracy is great, but you need precision. You need to pull. In all things, pull the spread in. Ooh. Ooh. That's fascinating because I love that stuff, but I'm a little behind. I can only juggle so much, and lately my attention's been on the tool side because that's what people ask me about. That's why at some point I'm going to do this trainer. This is the next Insomniac review trainer because people have asked me about this. And to the person who will comment, yes, I know this is not the right sheath for this. When I bought this from the display from the store, the hardware store that was closing down, they didn't have the right sheath, so I got the only sheath they had that would hold it. But this knife has a very special history for me. If you don't know it, we'll talk about it a bit. If you do know it, especially you, John, don't tell everybody. No spoilers. I'll invoke the River Song rule. No spoilers. But this is the closest trainer. It is not a perfect trainer, but your trainers don't need to be perfect. They need to be close enough to develop reasonable muscle memory. Okay? So that's coming down the pipe. I get to spar with this thing tomorrow. I am happy. I've been reviewing weapons, and what I have to do is I have to pick ahead of time because I'm going to be too giddy. Yes, it is an Ontario Air Force survival knife. A very good knife. I bought it for $20 in 1998. 98, I think. Maybe earlier. You'll notice that it has a unique striping pattern. That's from my graphite pencils. This used to be my pencil sharpener. So I realized it was taking the coating away. But yes, this is a special knife. This is a work knife to me. This is a survival knife, but this has a history. And because of that history, not only do I treat it well, it's treated me well. But so I will be doing a bit of a talk on that. And I will be talking about what comes out of the practices in the near future. For the people I have two. One travels with me in my truck, and one is on my bug out gear. They're good knives. This travels with me everywhere. Many times this is the only knife I have. But if I'm conscious, I have this knife. This is one of those where this knife annoys DMs because the only time I'm not wearing this knife is when I'm swimming, and very often I have a synthetic or a dive knife on me because let's be honest, it is the way, And my opinion on that has existed long before that was a term. But that's okay. I think everybody should have a knife on them at all times anyway. The only reason you shouldn't is if it's physically unsafe, and that's why I carry a fixed blade, not a folder. I don't carry a folding knife because just about every time I've cut myself, it has been with a folder that did not function properly. At that moment, it closed wrong, or I twitched something. So at the end of the day, I just trust fixed blades. And I used to I've worn a neck knife for years now. I wore a little one I bought at my first I bought that knife at my first Feast of the Hunter's Moon that I went to. And then I nearly lost it actually. I got a call to get something out of actually Steve's house for either him or his wife at the time. And I got there, and the key that was supposed to be there for me wasn't there, so I had to gain entry otherwise, which, of course, I did, because it's not criminal if you have permission. And that's why NDE is neat. But while I was jumping the back rail to the home to gain entry, and I did tell him how, and he did fix it, so I couldn't do that again. My original neck knife fell out of my case, and I almost lost it. And I realized I don't ever want to risk that, so I switched from a leather standard neck knife to a Kydex neck knife. Believe it or not, Thesis, I have an intimate history, not owning but dealing with the replica Highlander katana, the dragon-headed replica Highlander katana with the white fake ivory that sold at most fairs. I had dealings with an individual who that was something of their trademark item. And that's another story not for online telling. Y'all can't get everything. Besides, I gotta keep some mystery. I mean, really. I got asked recently who I'd want to be through the portal. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. You know, you could have anything. What would you want? And I said, honestly, I'm okay with being me. Just like get a physical upgrade. You know, no, Johnny, no. See this? No, this is a no fang zone. But I wouldn't really want to be anyone else. I'm literally a game designing sword master who's been all over this nation. I've hung off a cliff deciphering scratchings of ancient indigenous lake gods, seen things that most people don't believe exist. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't need more ooh to be cool. I just need to be functional and I will be content. Rich would be nice, but rich brings its own problems. So as long as I'm content, it's like I'm looking because my birthday's coming up and the talk among my family is what do you want for your birthday? And I'm looking like there isn't a lot I need. There are things I'd like, but it's very hard for me to say what do you want. I got too much Vorlon in me, maybe. Maybe I spent too much time around the Vorlons. What do you want never sits well. So I'm bad at asking for things and worse at coming up for things. I like to help people. I like to make things better, and I make do with what I have. So I'm not good at what do you want. And I mean, like, yeah, 40. There are a lot of people out there who'll tell you. To those of you who haven't hit 40, I'm getting the same thing I got when I hit 30. Oh my God. It's like, Steve, absolutely. I am incredibly appreciative of others' generosity, but I never presume, and I'm not good at either seeking it or thinking in terms of that way. But yeah, that was my thing. I've had people, and they're trying, that they've honestly, most of the people in my life have literal distance and farther distance. I travel in strange circles. But they're like, oh, 40. And I will say, I've had some side effects of approaching 40. And one is a hormonal intolerance for give a dang. If you look out at the field where my F's are grown, it is barren, But yeah, finding out I'm diabetic. I've actually always known I was. It just took the doctors this long to figure it out because I've been treating it like it. I know what a low blood sugar feels like. I know what a high blood sugar feels like. I know, you know, I know how my body works pretty well because I pay attention. Shocking. I pay attention to bodily functions, movements and joints and oh, look, hydration. It's almost like I figured it out. Then they gave me a happy little pill called metformin, and it's even easier. So I got no problem. I have an alarm on my phone, and life is good. But that being said, a lot of people hit 40 and they feel like maybe they haven't accomplished. Guys, first off, I did not expect to see 18. I did not. And I will tell you, in certain circles, large sums of money changed hands when I turned 18. Likewise, when I was 21. In certain circles, I died when I was 15, and it gets complex. But that's fine. It's like what? Oh, I have a house. I'm a published author. I don't make as much money as I'd like, but guys, no, I never have. I've always had that kind of problem. I'm happily married for nearly 20 years, right along that line. I've got a beautiful son. I got more cars than I can drive. I got 3 vehicles. One's not working entirely, one's mostly working, and one works for a Ford product. I have some for the first time, really, if I look back, I think I have some really good friends in this last arc of life. The people who really weren't that good a friend kind of fell out. Oh, well, congratulations, Kitty. 31's good. Because you're settled. I liked my 30s. My 30s were pretty darned awesome. My 20s were busy because my teens were busy in a different thing. So I'm looking forward to my 40s. Because like a lot of the what are you chasing tension is off. So now I'm just taking care of the business that matters to me. I've got things I need to do, publishing and writing and creating and building stuff that I'm all about planting a seed for a tree that I'll never sit under. That's kind of what I'm about. So yeah, I'm in a fairly good way, and while I still have a few dreams I want to accomplish, they're fairly moderate, and God willing, yeah, 30s are great. But yeah, I got friends and I got family, and that's a much more delightfully muddled list than anyone really realizes. And I don't have a lot I'm asking for. Uh, calm. I seek relatively little drama, a lot more peace. I did my fighting. I fought external threats for teens through 20s, spent my 30s pretty much fighting internal ones and other things. And now I'm hitting 40 like I'm going to take care of business now and just like I got maybe 20 years. Oh, you'll only be 60. If I get there, it's amazing. If I walk out the door and get splattered, it's amazing. And yeah, I got a beautiful wife and a beautiful son. I don't need much else. But what about cutting down a tree you never want to sit under to make a nice chair? Hey, Ogre, that is beautiful logic, and you get the axe wave of the day. I don't know what that means because I just made it up, but you asked the question and I'm going to answer it. That's beautiful. There's nothing wrong. There is a small tree I'll probably have to cut down tomorrow. And some good stuff, some bad stuff. That's how it works. But yeah, and that's what's cool, guys. We're about building each other up. Now I should be talking more mechanical stuff. I should be talking about drilling techniques and a draw cut's going to give you a better cut than a push cut. And we're going to get back into that, I think, once the battery. I'm hoping that tomorrow's practice recharges my battery because I'm kind of due. And we're going to see how that goes. But I don't know. I'm just nah. It's a holiday. Okay. This is the only Friday the 13th I've had in years that wasn't really expressly lucky feeling. But normally it's my lucky day, so I'm going to take that as a sign that tomorrow's going to be really good. Just feels like karma shifting around real weird, real fast. So something really good for me must be happening in the background. Happy Friday the 13th. Yeah, absolutely. We had Lydia on. We brought her kid. The Shoggoth came floating by. Might come by later. But yeah, this is a holiday. And I'm going to tell you, when I am done with this, which will probably fairly promptly be at 10 o'clock, I'm going to, turn that off. I'm going to go and I'm going to, yay, Friday. It's finally Friday. Free again. Got my motor working for a wild weekend. Sorry, that's a little regional, but that's okay too. I'm gonna get sword fight, and then hopefully have something like a fire. I'm hoping people bring chairs. I'll have to bring something to sit because I forgot the standing rules. But yeah, this is gonna be it touch and go. We'll see how everything rolls. A lot of my plans got derailed by 40+ mile-an-hour winds and hilarity. So we're gonna make it work, and that's what we're about. In the words of my personal hero, Mr. Burt Gummer, doing what we can with what we got. Son of a bag of black. No, geez, I have had songs stuck. Oh my God, Steve. I never. Mattis still talks about how intimidating it is to cook for you. It's about par with having Gordon Ramsay come through the kitchen without it being such a dick. That voodoo you do so. Hey, you know what, Cindy? You remind me of the Babe. Anyway, earworm time. Oh, Steve is a bit of. Yeah, she is. Yes. What you guys don't know, because you get to see a more businessy side when I talk about the guild and fencing. The Babe with the power. Anyway, practices for the local group that meet out tend to be basically usually a costumeless Ren fair. The power of voodoo. Speech impediment. The power is voodoo. And the power of voodoo. But you have, during the daylight, there's a lot more practicing. I had assorted lights rigged. Some of them are somewhere in the car. You do. Sorry, my son just decided to tap dance. But so there's food there. When it works right, it remind me of the Babe. But Ogre's gonna keep me at this all night. Thank you, Cindy. Anyway, then there's stories, and then we eat and we relax, and then what happens? Yes, John. I put it out over the guild list, the private one. David Bowie, ambiguously interesting. Anyhow, Nick sucks at games. I don't suck at games. I suck at first-person shooters. Anyhow, so then after we've hung out a bit, usually it's the whole, I just want to fight now. So I'm trying to set up my backyard, which doesn't currently have water access or electricity, to to have solar alternates so that we can keep fighting at night. Yeah, John. Yeah, we'll talk, because unfortunately for my own safety, because I practice in my home, I can't do things like put stuff out over the public. I'm sure you understand. But so yeah, it was out over the private. And yes, folks, there is a private list, and a few people who've been around remember when they were too, and now you can't see it. It's secret. What's there? I'll tell you. So who's bringing drinks? And remember, it's a dry site, no booze, guys. You got chairs? Maybe somebody want to bring some firelog wood? What? It's gonna rain. We're gonna switch out. We're gonna meet at X restaurant and hang out. Oh, I guess I'm bringing dice. Hey Nick, can you make a whole campaign in 15 minutes? Sure. That's like it. It's that sort of stuff. All the good memes now, all the good fun stuff go to the Historical Fencing Guild public group, which I ask that it's by approval only, because I need people to be able to speak English. Having the HFG apparently has something to do with an Arabic band, and we were getting conversations that were not in English, and those I had translated in times were not at all applicable. So yes, but sometimes when things go wrong, I play games, and because tech hates me, I am capable of playing a first-person shooter, shooting someone, thinking I missed, getting up, running, and getting headshot on myself by the bullet that lagged. There is ranting occasionally, and swearing, and really colorful language that doesn't come up on this channel. If you really want to know, Ogre, part of it is I literally have a whole world that I'm now keeping. Well, I have one time period that's locked and crystallized, where, like, I have friends who are involved in that campaign who will call me up and ask me how the weather is in a certain town, and I tell them, and I can give you the whole weather front for it. It's always running in the back. I am a living game console. There are reasons I stutter, because so much of my RAM is taken up by odd things. And then, so anywhere in that world, I can drop people. So it's not like I'm running a campaign like most people. I'm running an MMO in my head. Because I keep, but the thing is, I tend to keep real world time going. So if players take too long to decide things, it doesn't always hard pause. And if they miss sessions, sometimes, well, it's been 6 weeks since you left that room. What? Yes, the pause button doesn't always stick. Everyone should. Steve, Mecha Mothra showed up in the Wednesday night game to fight totally not Mecha Godzilla in front of totally not Dracula's castle for my new thing. I've never even heard of Avatars of Web Surfer. Can you send me a link, Cindy? I mean, obviously not here because, well, no, you can send it here. I don't care. I'll plug something if you think it's good. Have you guys seen Animal Eye yet? That's Cindy's new comic and amazing novel and games and other things. Angry. No, we have an angry space laser in game. That's back. Well, you said that, and then I have, because I've done it long enough, I have what are called through the portal campaigns, where I don't take a character, I take you, characterize you. IG assign stats either through observational skills that I've been told are terrifying and border on the paranormal, or I simply say, here's an old thing, it gives me your stats in second edition AD&D, which is close to what I think. Ooh. I love PDFs. But the other thing we have going, so I'll do through the portal, or I make up your stats and I do a campaign that happens here, but weird things happen to you in the real world as a way of simulating, and it gets well until you guys meet Earl and his weaponized RVs. Stupid offhand. Steve's going to go slap water now, and he's going to complain about getting cursed while he slaps water and gets legendary relics. So, yeah. Anyway, I do need to make a better version of that. Like, I may actually have to tool a leather thing. I haven't done leather work in years. Wow, the last big leather work project I did was Steve's bracers, which were size annoyance. We're going to go on a size annoyance rant because you guys love those. You guys are all used to John is a freaking giant. You know that. John Minor is a giant or half giant. Hagrid, he's skinnier now. He lost weight because of surgery and life changes. Good on John. John's big. But Steve, I made him, back in the day, a set of custom leather bracers, arm guard bracers. They were big enough to be chest plates for me. If I took that old pattern and I wanted to put leather on my nice jacket, which I'm not going to, I'll probably do HDP, which is what I forgot at Menards. Anyway, it was, when I was a bit skinnier, a chest plate. With side panels, they could have been his old lady's corsetry. It ain't fair. Ogre, you are one of my people, friend, brother. And I misspelled. I did add you because I have to change the master document that runs my edit things. But I did add you, probably misspelled because I don't think I put the Y. So I apologize. But I did add you in my list of patrons who are going to be named in every single video. But I wasn't. Yeah. So if I will fix the spelling and put that into the permanent document, you with Frog G and a bunch of other things are coming out. John's Gauntlet. If I had about 2 more plates, would have been a full version of the Lost in Space articulated. Like if he put discs here, I would have an articulated pull down and attached gauntlet helmet. I still kind of want one like that, but again, probably an HDPE or a ruggedized plastic just because it's lighter and I like to be able to hose off my gear. I've really come to like that as an option. But I'm rebuilding new armor again to fit my awesome jacket, which is hung up right now. And that will be an ongoing series of projects, which hopefully, once I get my workshop area cleared out, I will be able to show you guys me making HDP bracers and articulated things. And it'll be a lot of fun. I hope that's something you look forward to. But yeah, guys, this is what we're about. We make stuff, we have fun. And the local things, gaming happens, crafting happens. When people don't feel good, they sit with a table, watch us fight when the weather's good, and fix things. You know, if you're not up to fighting, that's fine. You sit and tat. You know, and there's nothing wrong with it because it's camaraderie. And different people fight different styles. Oh, don't. Oh, so Ogre, don't worry about it. Don't. I can send you a PayPal. I need to check that number thing. My address. Go. I am lacking. Oh, I know what's going on. We are at the 2-hour mark, and I am hydrated, but very soon I'm going to have to eat my 10 o'clock snack, and that's all that is. But I will send you my PayPal. Actually, let me see if I can. Can I get the shareable link? PayPal. Log in. I will try to get that set up so I can send that. And then I will get a snack. Gotta see you at 11. Gotta go see you at 11. What's at 11? Am I missing something in an hour? Yeah, I got paid the 5th. Wait. Anyway, I will. It's been a while since I've used my PayPal. I will get my link and I'll send it to you if you're really worried. Because honestly, that's amazing. But you're doing so much. Just the support and the financial is wonderful. But oh you'll see. Okay, at least I know what time to expect you. And yeah, see, I know what time. Thank you. I brain farted, Steve. Yeah, I'll message you. I haven't used PayPal much except as something to wire through my Amazon account. I'm really old school. I usually, so we're getting there. That's the great thing about small business and being your own boss and all that. You're learning. So thank you guys. If you haven't hit like, please share this for people you think will be entertained. I know this has been kind of a hodgy podgy episode, but next week should be real colorful because I have a lot to talk about, and I'm taking meditation. Yeah, but I'm breaking up. So what I'm going to say is thank you. If you want to support what I do, go to www.patreon.com/the historical fencing guild. If you want to learn more about what I do, consider the simple sword or the fighting axe. Don't shoot the food. I don't usually shoot the food. I am making games with Luke Stone. The first one out. Do you like that phrasing? I like that phrasing. Is Hybrids the Sons of Gods. This is the quick play version of the role playing game. The full version is fast approaching, as is the sequel to that. So keep an eye out for that. Please follow Syndicate. Please follow also Brian K. Morris, who's made a lot of my recent things possible. And Syndicate can be found at www.ckoepp.com. Follow her newsletter, and Brian K. Morris is at Risingtide.pub. I'm a proud member of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, and as soon as I fix my printer issues, I will have a lovely new graphic for these lovely new videos, or I will continue to teach myself StreamYard and try to run through there. I can also, a lot of people here don't know it, but I am currently about episode 8 of an ongoing, and it's really off the rails now, RPG that runs from 8:30 to 12:30 Wednesday nights. So that's 8:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. Thursday, where I've been acquired by the good folks at Red Valkyrie Presents to run a truly bizarre game. That game, of course, I'm keeping the notes for and the videos, and I intend to write up in a variant as a published playable module. I haven't quite decided what system. That's up in the air. I do take questions, comments, and requests both through the Historical Fencing Guild Facebook group, which you'll see Historical Fencing Guild -public, and please consider joining. Also, in the comments here, YouTube is great about sending me comments and questions on these videos. So if you're catching this in the repeat, don't hesitate to ask me, but please include clearly what you're asking about, because sometimes it's hard if it's a vague question for me to know what you're referencing from a 2-hour video. Other than that, I'm really excited for tomorrow. So, hi, Dark Moon. You're catching me just as I'm punching out for the night to get something to eat. But be sure to guys, yeah, and hopefully you'll get to see some of the people. There will be some you may not see because they don't like to they like to be on camera, but unfortunately there's basically a camera waiver for my practices now because the guild, the Patreon is how I can afford to keep doing the guild. So it's awesome. I hope to have a lot of fun. Dark Moon, don't worry. You know how to get a hold of me, Elric. Tomorrow is my first in-person practice that I've had since the Rona hit. And you know what? As things go, miracles happen. I've got one person coming in from Texas already, and who knows if this goes well and things keep going as I get my property and things. I acquire an external place at some point, I may do things. Yes, there will be video of sparring, probably some knife or axe throwing videos. I have some really neat surprises in the works. And once I get through the repairs from the flood, I'm going to have even more. So fall is a great time for me. So once we get through the heat of the summer, which is tragic because I won't be able to swim anymore, but I haven't been able in a while, and it gets cooler enough that a lot of fighting is safer and easier, expect wonders. So I will see you all sooner than you might think, because and understand there is an Insomniac weapons review video that is looming for the next time I'm not getting any sleep. So guys, get some sleep. You guys, you know what? It's Friday. Y'all have fun. Don't get caught. Be good to each other. Keep your guard up. Just have a wonderful night. And as always, support your local swordmaster.